Hey guys, Russ here with bishopswest.com. Wanted to continue what I started yesterday talking about the sampler in Bitwig Studio, the old one, 2.3.5, and how to implement a round robin function in that since it doesn't have one built in. Again, this is almost a moot point at this point just because 2.4, the demo is out. You can download that if you're within your 1 year subscription, whatever you want to call it. And that does have the round robin function, but this is a little bit different because, like I showed you yesterday, we can use a random function with it. Or, as I'm going to show you today, there's another way to do it where it doesn't necessarily have to be random, it can be cyclical. So I've got just my instrument track here, and what I'm going to do is start with the Instrument Selector. Okay. So if you're not familiar, this just lets you put several instruments in here and choose between one or the other, as opposed to the instrument layer, which lets you use several at the same time. This one only lets you use one at a time. Okay, so I'm gonna, like I said, drag that in there, but then I'm gonna add a couple samplers, and I'm just gonna control drag down to create, let's go 5 just for fun. Okay, so, and I've got some guitar samples over here just to let you hear what that sounds like. Oops. Make sure I put it in the right one. This one. Finally, okay, so at this point, to hear one of the samplers, I need to actually select that with my mouse and play it on the keyboard, obviously. The other thing about this is I didn't set any of these to do key tracking, so it doesn't matter where I play it on the keyboard from the top to the bottom. It's going to be that same one. If I wanted to have the key tracking on, that's all you have to do. Click that, and these are in E, as you can tell from the file names. So, yeah, why not? Just go ahead and do that real fast. Okay, so now I've got those ready to go. The next thing that I'm going to do is expand my modulator section here and add in same one that we used yesterday, the randomizer. Okay, so now, oh, and one more thing I have to do is assign it to something. And for this, what you do is you assign it up here, kind of in the title bar, I guess, where it tells you whatever sample you have selected. You just drag that up. You can see the index goes all the way up to 4.0. So from 0 up to 4.0. Click that again to turn it off. And now when I play this, you'll see that it randomly selects. If I did, oh, sorry, turn off the bipolar. There we go. So what was going on with that, by the way, bipolar would have taken it down to -4 in this case if this instrument selector was actually able to go down to -4. Well, it doesn't, it just goes from 0 to 4. So that's why you weren't hearing the effect of that. Okay, so I'm going to click that arrow to collapse that again. I don't need to see that anymore. And it doesn't change which one is selected here, but if you watch over here in the volume bars, you can see which one is playing it at one time. Okay. So that's how you do that. Now, for those of you that have downloaded the 2.4 demo, there's another modulator available that's not in 2.3.5. It's called the note counter, I believe. I'll have to double check. I believe it's the note counter, but it lets you assign how many notes you want it to take, and then it'll move along and count that many notes. So yesterday, when I was showing you with the drum machine, that was just one more method that you could have used to affect which semitone was being passed into the sampler. And then you could, use that to do it cyclically. So just something, a little bit of a bonus. That's all I had for you today. If you have any questions, definitely let me know down below. It's always good to hear from you guys. Thank you, by the way, to one of my viewers, Michael, who pointed out that this is another way to do it, just as effective. And I think kind of depending on what kind of samples you're using, for drum samples, I would use the method that I did yesterday. For instrument samples like guitars or orchestral samples, I might do it this way, just because this sample is across a whole range of keys, right? Whereas the drum samples, typically you won't be changing keys, and so it's easy just to put them and use the different notes to assign the output on those. So just something to think about, another thing to play with. Again, thanks to Michael. If you have any comments, please leave them below. Any questions, that would be great too. Definitely like if you liked this video, and subscribe if you want to see more from me. I always appreciate it when you guys do that. Now I have a free guide for you guys. It's called Accelerate Your Music Making in Bitwig Studio. It's at bishopswest.com/Bitwig setup, and it's just a few simple steps to get you up and running quickly, so you don't have to go through some of the same processes every time you start up Bitwig Studio. It's handy, and like I said, it's a free guide for you guys. Just put in your email and I'll send you the link to download it. So thanks again for watching. Hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you next time.